Alright, so game 3. And we just displayed for our, making nice and pretty. So we haven't deployed yet. But I just wanted to show you the swarm. This is like for player's choice and all that. And this is what we're versing. We're going to be versing guard.
Okay, it's got Tyranids on the front.
So we're going to be playing guard, and I always love playing guard in the Apocalypse.
Can I have a look around for it? It'll be here, someone's just moved it on Tony. Okay, that's fine.
Tanks, and more tanks. And more tanks, and more tanks. And the Tide, all painted after a year of work.
Alright, so who owns that one? That's yours. Yeah, that's mine. So how do have you guys seen? Can you hold the book up for me? Not that one that's in his hands, but that exact type of book. There's one around here that's Tony. Someone's picked it up and moved it. Yeah, you come across it together. It'll be something that's his hobby.
Alright, so we're going to get ready for this next game. Alright, so we got our deployment happening. There's the whole bunch of guardsmen. I really like this deployment map. It's got a big U type thing. And here are our nits. There the objectives. Objective there. Objective there. Objective there. And one right there. And the other ones, there's one kind of like here, one over there. And this is what it looks like for the guardsmen. Draw. So we're playing Imperial Guard, and a really interesting deployment map. I really like this, and I actually might want to play a game 40k with this type of idea of a deployment map. I'm not sure how you'd actually... Yeah, you just do 12 around, but it's a U, so... And it meant that I had a really good camera angle. Though I could have actually moved it a bit more, because you kind of miss the storm swords at the top there. That's a bit annoying. I'll have to remember that for next time. Anyway, what do we got here? You can see all the objectives, my white tokens, 1, 2, so one just on their side, one right in the middle, and the third one is, where's the third? Oh yeah, right in the middle left-hand corner, underneath my Turbogon. And their objectives is on the right-hand side, just in front of the Bio-Titan, and then 2 up near their base of operations. So again, I'm quietly confident. There's no chance we're not going to get our Divine Intervention, because their deployment zone is right next to right next to their right next to us. I've got a plan for the Blind Barrage to cut a lot of their shooting, push up with my swarm in essence, and just own objectives. They've got very little chance of actually holding any objectives. So for me, I knew we were going to win this game unless we got tabled. That was me. My brother's a little, because he can play. He's got a whole bunch of guard. He's got a whole bunch of super heavies and all that type of stuff, and he knows the power of shooting, as I do as well. And there's Bill making a cameo appearance. Anyway, yeah. So guard, they can do a whole bunch of hurt. But they're not that good unless you've got, like, troops and vendettas or something like that. They're not that good at capping objectives. And when there's only 2 objectives near your base and 4 in the middle where all the Tyranids are, the chances of you actually winning go down significantly. And that's pretty much how this game goes. And I know I'm giving a little bit away, but I mean, they've got the tools to it. Don't get me wrong. All their predators have Beast Hunter shells, which means all their predator hits are causing instant death, or, on the big guys, D3 wounds. Which is very painful, because I think they had like 6 or 7 of them. They had 3D weapon blast, the super heavy, what they call shadow swords, I think they're called. They got the plasma heavy weapon. They've got a bane blade. They've got a lot of super heavies, a few flyers for the night fighting thing. You can see the some vultures as well as this. What's this called? This lightning thing at the bottom. So they've got the guns, and we're playing almost a pure tank thing here. There's about 60 guardsmen all up on the table. But yes, it's just going to be very hard for them to push into objectives, and that's one of the things. If I ever play anything other than Nids, which I'm going to be next year playing Dark Elder, I mean like later next year, you got to keep that in mind. That while you might have the guns to delete swathes of creatures, it's going to be hard for you to actually cap objectives if they just keep on spawning, or if it's like you're playing Green Tide or something like that with the orcs. So you got to keep that in mind. So I think they would have been well served with maybe 2 of the drills pop up, just so some guardsmen can pop out, come out from there. Anyway, this one here, we actually started early and all that, and we may have gotten to turn 4, but their shooting phase, because they've got just so many things, it takes them about probably half an hour to 45 minutes just getting through their shooting phase. So we only managed to get to turn 3, and that's something I think everyone except for one team managed to only get to turn 3. I think one game went to turn 4. But Apocalypse, when you're playing Apocalypse, especially Apocalypse, a tournament type thing, don't expect to go past turn 3. So if you're making a push for an objectives turn 2, you might be leaving a bit too late. I would actually start moving, like if you say I want to get to that objective by turn 3, start moving turn 1. Even if it's just a little bit forward, maybe 6 extra inches, because you're not going to get there. This is something that my opponents did really well. They deep struck these sentry things, and there was actually another one but it mishapped, and they were trying to block the access to my big guy moving forward, and it worked. I couldn't actually get through there, so I had to call an all-out attack, go 36 inches sideways to charge that Bane Blade at the top there. And right here, this is a big mistake. Just right there, you just saw it there. I moved my command squad, including my warlord, into a big bunch. Look where it is. It's a big circle right there. They have all the bombardment. I've moved them into a bunch, but not only that, I have orbital bombardment. Turn 2, I get an extra one. I picked all bombardment. But there's a blind barrage. You can see the 2 tokens right in the middle of the table. One on the left-hand side near my HQ and one on the right. I can't actually target anything of them. So what I should have done is move my Swarm Lord to the left more. Right? So I could get targets onto them with a orbital bombardment, but also spread it out so it's not a giant circle. Now this is going to come and bite me in the ass. It doesn't affect the game too much at the end, but it does give them secondaries and doesn't give us secondaries, which is really annoying. Because the final results, as you'll see, between 2nd, 3rd and 4th place is 1 point in between them all. So 2nd place and then to 3rd is 1 point, and then 3rd to 4th is 1 point. So without getting anything away, keep that in mind. These things, making these little mistakes here can cost you 2nd or can cost you 3rd. Anyway, I realised my mistake after our turn 2, which is here. I realised what I did and I went, crap. And then my brother was telling me that was a bad thing. I said, yes, thank you very much, Nick. I did realise that. Anyway, they're dealing with the sentry guns over here. They do manage to kill one of them, but not all of them. I really thought that they would have done more than that. Big Boy actually managed to kill that super heavy. It then scatters and causes a D hit on my Biotitan, and then he rolls a 1. So that's really unlucky. My Biotitan actually is down to 1 wound right now. All the Nids, all the lovely Gribblies. because their turn 1, they actually managed to get a super heavy D weapon hit and roll a 6. And then, unluckily for them, they rolled a 1. So they cause, in one shot, they cause 7 wounds on a 10 wound, toughness 9 monster. So yeah, you can see Apocalypse, painful. Luckily, D weapons are a bit different now, so you can, fail on wounding things. So before, when a D weapon touched any of my Tervagons, they would literally just be removed from the table. Now it's a roll, and they might not actually die, because on a 2 to 5, it's D3 plus D3 plus 3 or something like that, or D6 plus 3. Yeah. Anyway, did you see that? That's what happened with my big guy there. Apocalypse. What's it called? The barrage thing. We forgot to move that thing back, but anyway, the barrage just slammed into my HQ squad and took every one of my models off the table. I think they caused 30 D weapon hits, or 30 D weapon wounds, and I only had 24 wounds in that whole squad. So unfortunately, he just died. Really sad. Anyway, going through, you can still see they have a ton of shooting. I have managed to, and the objective's right in the middle there. I've just got completely surrounded by Gene Stealers, by Lictors, by Morlocks and all that, and it's just unfortunately outside of the camera here, just on the top here. I'm locking down their objectives so they can't shoot blasts into me, but they can do, because they got a whole bunch of autocannons, a whole bunch of men as well with las guns and crap like that, and all their vehicles actually have flamers on them, so that's really, really painful for all my gaunts that pop in. Now, the game plan's still the same. Hold our 4 objectives, keep on annoying their 2 objectives, and win by turn 3. Yeah, I mean, that's what's going on. Unfortunately, they got a bunch of shooting. Look, you just deleted 2 Tervagons and all the little gaunts around the objective down here. They're going to be taking off a whole bunch of gaunts in a second here. And my little base of operations, they've been joyous on the bottom left-hand corner here, where it's covering kind of 3 objectives there. They're just holding the 3. I do have a Zoanthrope hiding in this ruined building thing, completely out of line of sight, as a kind of secret capper of that objective, in case they forget about it. Here's another one of those big, super heavy shots. Crazy Imperial Guard, but I love playing against them. This next turn, so this is the last turn coming up now, so this is their turn 2 shooting, and this is the one that takes about 45 minutes. This is why we thought there might be 4 turns in this game, but unfortunately, yeah, they just take a long time to get through this turn. So by the time we actually have our turn 3, it's about 15 minutes to 4 o'clock, and the game's meant to finish at 4:30. So we're having our turn 3, our Hive Tyrants. Everything's getting ready just to do a big multi-assault just to stop a bunch of their shooting. So I want to kill as many things as possible to prevent shooting. Because honestly, if they don't have enough guns to wipe us off the table, which I really highly doubt, we just need, like, literally, look, there's a few guys completely out of line of sight in the bottom here, which are very close to some objectives. So unless they manage to table us, we've won it. And that's how it ends up. I can give it away now. Was it 2 minutes left on this time lapse? So at the top there, they managed to kill pretty much everything up here around their objectives. So we start packing up because we're just taking off all our stuff. So they do all their shooting, take off everything there. They come down now to the bottom part of the table and they start doing their shooting. They clear off, see, all these little gaunts, they're clearing them off. And they start clearing this, but then they realize they will not be able to get rid of enough, as in table us, like get rid of enough, so their things are too close. And it's about now they start realizing, actually, we probably won't win this. They do turbo boost one of the flyers in. We did forget here, when the flying Harridan died, the 20 gargoyles it was transporting was meant to drop off. That might have made a difference if I'd remembered. I just wanted to put them on the table because I wanted them to look cool. I told them I wouldn't move or do anything with them, so they didn't have to shoot at them. I just wanted to, because I never actually got to disembark them from any of the other games. In any case, so here they're just wiping us off. They do manage to clear off all the gaunts here and cap this objective down the bottom, because they do turbo boost one guy closer than the zone threat that's in the building, but they don't wipe enough of these guys from the other objectives to get anywhere near holding those. So we do manage to win. I think we got them by about 5 or 6 points, something like that. Anyway, this overall we got 3rd place. Yes, Antonio, relax. We did get 3rd place. We did get pipped by, as I said, by 1 point, and but we did pip the Tau players who came 4th. Hello, Antonio. So that Tau, the people we played 2nd, they came 4th by 1 point. So it was a very, very close game. And this is what I mean by thinking about your secondary. So we got a major win, a minor win, and a minor loss. Alright. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.